We've got Tomas on the line. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going?
Good, good. Hey, you know, when you and I met a couple weeks ago in Vegas, you introduced yourself to me as Tomas. So I've heard Tomas, I've heard Thomas, I've heard Tommy. What do you actually prefer?
So this is kind of long, but I'm gonna shorten it out. My mom's side calls me Tomas. My dad's side calls me Tomas, and then my friends call me Tommy. But I like the way Parker says it is Tomas. So like more so like, oh my gosh, Tomas gets a triple, you know, something like that.
Right.
Like Tomas.
Tomas.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
you know, Tomas,
Right.
yeah.
Tomas,
Yeah.
it is. There. I wanted to set the record straight once and for all. There we go. Tomas, it is. So congrats on the win today. It's huge. So obviously,
Thank you.
Mirage coming into this season, a lot of changes, a lot to work on, of course. When you looked at stage one and you thought to yourself, all right, what team are we going to beat first? Was TSM on the top of your list?
For me, it was. Obviously, if you guys seen that video that just played, I think it mentioned me saying, like, I want to beat the Chief just for the round count, or, like, the score count between me and him. But we were expecting to be both DZ and SSG, or I was at least. But, and I say that because, like, I feel like our team is one of the most hardworking teams. And so, like, the matter of, hey, like, we do drills, we do this, we do that. Like, everything's on paper for us. Like, we didn't just pick up our players and, just put them in place and tell them to go figure it out. So I feel like, us as a team, like, until we kind of, like, had to find our route, especially after these last two losses, helped us kind of like formulate better into a team and working together rather than like just pushing people like into their own direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy, I mean, I want to expand on that like a little bit more because obviously last week, it felt like your early games were really strong, but you kind of struggled making that execute happen that late round, getting into sight with your pushes. Was that something that you like specifically worked on? Because it looked a lot better here against TSM. And if so, is there anything specific that you guys tried to improve to make that a little more successful?
100%. I think our early game is, I think one of the, I would say like top 5, top 6 in the league. Like we have a really good early game. How do I say statistics? But coming to me, it had to be fixed during the mid round towards the end round because we had Nix and Dream on the last team, which were like strong voices on the team. And then they also had me. So like, there was a lot of direction coming in from a lot of places. And then, we brought on Marm, which is an amazing player. But she still needs to like grasp and learn into the system that we had or like we need her to do. So it takes time for her to progress and get better into that, like the whole like, hey, I need this cleared. I need to push here. Like, hey, if I'm going to go here, I need you two to be here type system. So as time progresses, I think she'll learn and grasp the role better. And also, like, I have Dylan, with me calling out stuff like that. Because half the times, either I'm on an island by myself or Dylan's on an island by himself. So more so, like, the direction of the team needs to come to the players that are within the little circle that are getting ready to execute on site.
Gotcha.
You guys had a 4-1 hold that you guys had to dig yourselves out of, which a lot of people I think probably would have written it off as being a little bit too far gone. But you bring it back to 4-4. And then that massive tech pause happens, and we can all sit here and say there was clearly some reason why you guys were able to pull things out after that timeout. So what do you do in a moment like that when you have so much time to think about how to beat TSM with just another couple rounds to go?
I'm gonna be honest. The tech pause we didn't really talk about strats that much. We took this just like another scrim. I've been putting too much pressure on myself and the team. Like the past 2 play days where I'm like feeding them all this information. Come game day and then like we come to game day and it's like if I don't remember this is gonna go wrong, stuff like that. And then today me and Christian or myself and Christian just straight up just told the team like screw all this, just play as it were a scrim. During the tech pause, we were having fun. Like, we were typing in chat, we were waving at camera. Like, the coach couldn't talk to us. So we made sure that, our coach couldn't talk to us. And I also asked one of the admins if their coach was talking to them. Because, sometimes it happens where, like, a tech pause would happen and a coach would be able to talk to them. So, both teams were at fair advantage. No coach was talking to each other. Both teams had the whole, like, hey, we had this tech timeout, we could talk about what it was. But if you literally look at us, we were like juggling like hand warmers. We were like picking like Marm at one point was telling Dylan or Razor to pick a hand warmer like it was a deck of cards. Like, ooh, is this your hand warmer? And it's like we were just having fun with each other. So So it's like we were just having fun with each other, and like I'm a dad joke type of guy, so like every time they're saying gotcha, like when they're responding to me, like I was like to them, hey, we're gonna do this type of take. They're like, okay, gotcha. I'm like, no, gotcha's on the other team, guys. Like reset, guys, come on. So and then you could just see Benji's face every time I make that joke. He's like, dude, like you gotta give it up, man. These dad jokes are annoying.
Never gets old, never gets old. So one quick question more
old.
before we let you
thank
go.
you for the coin flip, by the way.
Oh,
you gotta
hey.
rig the coin flip for us because I heard it worked for Mirage today. So let me know. Let me know.
It's twice in a row now that it's picked against TSM.
Hey, Jacob, how'd it go?
I am only the vessel. I'm only the vessel. But one quick question before we let you go here. If you go from 0 to 100%, where 100% for the team is everything is working exactly as you'd imagined it, where's the squad right now percentage-wise for Mirage?
We're not at 100%. I could say we're at 40%.
Okay.
I think we still need time to develop and get better. TSM is still one of the best teams in this world of Siege. They have the best team in NAL. Each player has the individual worth of they have the best individual stats. They are the best individual players. TSM is the best team going into international any time of the day, any time of the week. These guys are like. I look up to these guys, if I can say it correctly. So our team, we're still getting better. Obviously, against these teams that had time to develop, SSG, DZ, that didn't make roster changes, and they had more so like time together. It's hard for us to play them and expect the best results, but still we put the ceilings high, on ourselves and expect ourselves to hit it. So
yeah.
As long as we know that we get better as a team, I don't care what the results are. Because I know the results of my team. I know what we can do, and I know our coach knows what we can do. So yeah.
Makes sense. All right, TSM, a great team. But today, Mirage, the better one. Congratulations again on the win. Good luck with your practice this week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Iconic, you out there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, welcome back, and welcome back to your sunglasses as well. Always a great look. So you guys took the win today. It looked a little bit close for a second there. There was a bit of a comeback mounting on the space station side. What was the moment where you kind of decided, all right, this is our round. This is where we take it home?
I mean, SSG, they're a great team, so like they're always going to mount and come back. They have incredible composure, so we just have to stay composed. And 6-5, we took a timeout, really talked through what we wanted to do, if it was vent or customs, and they went vent, and we just kind of did our standard issue, Charlotte R6 clear, and got the dub.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about that talk timeout really because it felt like that was something that was like the turning point. And when Koolaid calls something like that, walk me through kind of like the process of how that happens. Is it somebody in your team, like is it you that says maybe we need a tech timeout, or does he just step up and say, guys, I know what's going wrong, I know what's happening here? What exactly has to happen there for that to go through?
I mean, it's just completely on him to call the timeout, and it was obviously 6-5, so why not take a timeout? Because that's a very important round. So we took the timeout just so we could kind of gather our thoughts, talk through, and he could give us our advice on like what we were doing wrong and what we could do better. And he gave that to us. We took it. We had a little chat, and we won the round.
Talk about this affinity for going to new maps in the pool so far. That's 2 wins on 2 maps that weren't in the pool quite literally just a couple of weeks ago. So why these 2 in particular? Is there any reason that you think that these 2 have been the ones you've been able to get wins on so far?
I mean, we just take it with whatever happens in the ban phase. We practice a lot, so we're just comfortable on most maps. So whatever we feel in that day versus a team, we go to.
All right, so last week we had a big win on Monday, kind of a rough Tuesday. Now this week got big win on Monday. How's tomorrow going to go?
I mean, we played DZ, so it should go like usual, smoking them pools. So.
All right. Well, the man has spoken. There you go. Thank you again, Iconic, for stopping by. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good one.
Laxing, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing really good. So congrats on the 3rd win already. So as one of the returning players on Oxygen, did you think the group would gel as fast as it had with the addition of Dream and Newers?
Yeah, this was 100% expected. No matter the roster change, it's always the same goals. It's to be a top contending team no matter what. So if a hiccup comes up, it is what it is. We're going to push through it, and we're going to make sure whoever is brand new on our team is going to be up to speed and that we're going to be performing at the top level that we can.
Laxing, it felt like the map ban phase was pretty good for you guys today. You ended up with a choice between Oregon and Theme Park, both maps that you really like. What's going on with your map pool this season so far? Because I had expected maybe with Coastline leaving the pool, you guys would struggle a little bit, but you still seem like you have a very strong pool.
Yeah, well, Theme originally was one of our strongest maps back then before they removed it. So that being now brought back into it again, definitely, you know, solidified a strong showing for us, just even in the TSM game. So our map pool now, and also with Newers and Mitch, or Dream, it's definitely, I would say, increased our map size as well in terms of our flexibility, how we can play them. So I would say with this specific roster, this is the strongest that we've been across the majority of the maps.
Nice.
When it comes to the way both Dream and Newers have come into the lineup, give me like the now 3-game status update, so to speak. Obviously, the results do speak for themselves, but behind the scenes, obviously what we've seen from Newers when he's on like his own Twitch streams, like dancing and whatnot, it feels like the vibes are always very high. But what's it like behind the scenes for people who might not know?
I mean, behind the scenes, it's a lot of joking around. There's a lot of friendly banter. You know, we always try to keep the vibes on OXG pretty friendly and pretty, you know, making fun of each other, roasting each other, just having a good time overall, making sure everyone's having a good time. So that hasn't changed from roster to roster. I would just say this specific roster gels better in terms of maturity, in terms of just overall, like, understanding the style of how we play and how we coordinate with each other, and just overall the experience outside of gaming is just as good as it is inside.
So I suppose that kind of thing kind of translates into comms as well. One last question before we let you go. So in how has Newers been doing as far as the comms in game goes? Has been how much does he contribute versus how much does he kind of listen and follow the other players' calls?
I would say he's 100% on both sides of it. He listens very well, and he also calls, which is also extremely important. And that's something that but our team tries to focus on. No matter if you're new talent or not, we give everyone the same amount of respect in terms of, you know, if you see something, call it out. If you want to try to make a play, call it out. Like, at least give us inform. You know, Fox is the main IGL, and we are listening throughout rounds.
Right.
But even with new guys like Mitch and Ethan, they do have a say, and if they see something, and both their comms have been electrifying, and along with everyone specifically.
All right, interesting. Always cool to get some insight on that side of things as well. So thanks for sitting down and chatting with us. Thanks for taking the time. Congrats again for the win,
Also,
and
check out
good
this
luck
merch.
tomorrow.
Check out the merch.
It's beautiful.
Gotta
Beautiful.
plug yourself, man.
Yeah, okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Subtle.
All right, guys, have a good one.
We've got Kyno from XSET on with us from Vegas.
Hey.
How you doing, man? Welcome. Congrats on the win. I mean, yeah, it's a win. It's a 7-0 win. It was pretty dominating. What was it about the game today that finally helped the team push through and get the win?
I'll say after our 2 losses against TSM and SSG, we talked about our issues, what was going on. Everybody was a little nervous in the beginning. Gomez and Diaz never played on LAN before. So, like, everybody was kind of new to the environment. But I think today this is finally our true potential, you know? This is what we can do. This is XSET.
I want to talk about that potential a little bit because I believe it was on Super's stream a couple of weeks ago where he talked about a quote from you saying that you thought this team has more potential to go farther than the current Oxygen roster. Now, OXG aside, they're having a great start to the stage. Certainly, it seems like you might have more potential than the current Sonics roster. Do you still feel that that quote is true?
OXG honestly surprised me. I thought, like, having 2 roster moves, they're going to be, like, not as good as they are right now, but, well, better than the Sonics, maybe. I think the Sonics are having a bad season. That's not the real Sonics. That's not the Sonics we know. I think they can do way better than that. But I think this is us, you know, like, this is our true potential, and, like, I'm telling you guys, we're gonna do way better for the next games. This is just the start.
You know, I remember back we had plenty of time when we were talking at the 6 Invitational kind of about what this new journey, this new start was looking like for you. And obviously it took a little bit to get going, but from the foundational pieces that you've brought over, we haven't had the chance to talk to you after a win so far. So kind of walk me through so far, like how team chemistry is all working together, what you think of the guys that are kind of brought onto this new squad. It might just be a rehash of some of the stuff that we talked about in Stockholm, but still, what are your opinions of how this team is working well together so far?
It's a team of friends. I can't lie, a team of friends. In the past, people say a team of friends don't work. No, it's not gonna happen. But we're here to make it happen. You know, we have so much chemistry because all of us played with each other in the past, and all of us have the skill and the mechanics skill to, you know, to be the best team. So
yeah,
you put that like 1 and 2 together, and we have Bodega and Vivas as a staff. They're helping us a lot with strats, structure, discipline, whatever we need to learn. So you put the mechanics with the experience on the staff, then it's just a good roster in general.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, congrats on the win. It's got to feel good to get the 7-0 as well. I have one last question before we let you go. What's the celebration dinner going to be tonight? What's the plan?
That's a good question. Probably some sushi. I'm feeling it.
Ooh. I'm down for that. It is Vegas. You've got options.
Yeah, you've got a lot of good choices there. That's a good one, though, too. Well, congrats on the win. A great start. Looking forward to see more of that XSET victory stuff coming soon. Good luck on the match tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We got Koolaid with us from Parabellum standing by in Las Vegas. How you doing, man?
I could be better. I died a lot, but I'm all right. How are you?
I mean, hey, you got the win, and the thing is, right, it's not all about the kills and the deaths, it's about the team effort, right? And my first question for you, are you tempted to just play Oryx and yell, "Oh yeah," when you come through walls?
I mean, whenever I can get off smoke, I only play Oryx. Like, hey,
there you go.
If I'm on a bank, that's all I play.
Yeah, except the times you're playing Kyno like a maniac. Like, other than that.
Okay. I mean,
I remember that show game, bro. Come on.
I love Kyno.
All right. Well, Jesse J. Chick, subscriber on Twitch, Jameson Lancaster, I have a question for you. We've talked a little bit in the past about how VBM does a lot for your squad, the coach, obviously, of Parabellum, and prepping you and letting you know what your opponents are going to bring, specifically against the Sonics last week. Was there anything that he was able to bring to the table for you guys that he let you know that really helped you guys in this match?
Yeah, yesterday we all came together. Peng and VBM had a really solid game plan to attack. I mean, we want, as you can see from the first round, I played Doc and we had a Rook, so it was like full court press on this. Like, they don't really like playing their ones really well. Like, they're just kind of timid in that aspect. And if like the first part of the round doesn't go well for them, and they're like Twitch drones and Flores cams can't get the like late round util, they kind of stall and kind of doesn't look good. Not gonna lie.
Talk about those defenses a little bit, because what we saw consistently was times where it was Wimpy getting a 3K or something. I think what Eska had very nearly almost perfect entry, and it turned into a moment where I think you guys got the opening kill every single round on defense. When you're trying to stall out on Villa for that long, it's a map you guys have played for a long time and have been really good with, but you're trying to stall Dark Zero. So what's the secret sauce to stopping them on Villa?
The secret sauce is get Wimpy from CL, get Eska from, I don't know, bro, Canadian Nationals or something. Like, you just got to get good people on your team. Like, I'm so thankful to be on this team. Like, I love everyone. So, yeah.
All right, positive vibes. So I asked this question.
Bad answer.
Sure.
That works.
I asked this question earlier to a different player we had in here. I'll ask you the same questions because I like it. Going into the stage here, if you look at like Parabellum at 100% as far as like everything is going as good as you could possibly imagine in the game versus 0% everything is going wrong. Obviously you're 2-1 now. Things are going pretty well, but what percentage would you put the squad at the moment?
Honestly, we haven't been able to get the best practice in for the past month or so. We got here like 3 weeks ago. Like this week was rough on scrims. We couldn't really like get anything going. I'd say around like 65%. We have a lot to improve on, and we'll hopefully show that.
All right. Well, I think you're definitely showing some good results already. Congrats on the win today, and good luck tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.